What
Hey,
color? Hey, are we vertical?
it's sideways
Woo!
on me.
There we go. Because
Hey, how you doing? Okay, so my name. Can you hear me?
I can hear you. Can you hear me? My
Yes, I can.
supposedly on.
That's what. 1 second. That's what I'm about to do is put me a mic on.
Okay, okay. Uh, it's so funny. I thought it was horizontal. No, I thought it was vertical, but it's horizontal. So he's getting his microphone on. In the meantime, I'm gonna drink some water.
I'll take some BTS photos. Yeah.
I'm so glad I have water.
Whew.
Okay.
Well, that changed.
It did. Oh, okay.
Is that okay? Can you even see it from your?
A little. Oh yeah, just a little bit. Not the
Doesn't
whole.
matter.
Yeah, it's okay. There's some color, but
Okay, that should be fine.
yeah. So does my hair look okay? Anything sticking out? I don't have like an alfalfa. Boop. I don't know why I'm so thirsty. I'm running around.
So hot outside.
Hello.
Hello, hello. I'm gonna be next to you. I wanna hold you.
This is live.
I don't know if it's. Oh, it is. Is it live?
Yeah.
Or we haven't started yet, right? It's just you right now. Yes.
Yeah. Just you and I.
Is the volume good?
This is kind of dope. This is my first time being on camera with any one of my interviews.
Yeah.
Let me make sure you can hear me. I was saying this is the first time I ever got on camera with any one of my interviews.
Awesome.
Yeah. So yeah.
I like your logo, by the way. Where can I get one of those cool T-shirts?
Actually just got it made, so we're in the process of getting all that together, the t-shirts.
Yeah.
But I definitely I'll send you one.
Please do. I'll be wearing it in Los Angeles. Hey. I was on Big Cuz TV.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
so what's up?
Hey, hey. Finally here.
Yeah, I'm glad I'm able to hear you. My phone is not like the best with audio and stuff like that. So,
It's okay. I'll do my best. Can you hear me okay, though?
Where you at, in the studio?
Yeah. Yes, I'm in a recording studio.
Okay.
Yeah, so it's nice temperature controlled. And can you hear me? Did I turn this on or hang on a second?
Just make sure
I'm having a nerd moment right
I
now.
can hear you pretty good.
You can? Why?
I'm not sure if it's the mic or the record.
Oh, it's green. It's green. Can you hear me?
Just make sure your hair isn't.
And he said he could hear me. So, by the way, how do you say your name? Vici or Vecchi?
It's Vici.
Vici, like Italian Vici. Awesome.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know
Yeah, like my real name's Demetrius, so my mom just automatically called me Vici,
I love it.
and it's stuck.
So unique.
Yeah, it kind of just stuck out my life, and that's what everybody calls me. So when I got older, when I went to go buy my first car, my the I guess I don't know, he was a foreigner guy, and he heard my mom call me that, and then that's when he was like Vidi Vidi Vici, and he was like,
Yeah.
what that means and all of that, and I was like, no. and I was like, what's up with this Crown Vic over here? You know what I mean? Like, so once I went and studied it and understood what it meant, I kind
Yeah.
of stuck by the name. Vision
It's
to the
actually
Beach.
pretty cool. I think it means I came, I saw, I conquered.
Yes, yep, exactly. Yep,
Well,
yep.
someone is here to say hello. Do you want to say hello? Genesis? You've been communicating with Genesis. She's a real person.
Oh, for real?
Yeah,
What's
there
up,
she
homegirl?
is.
How you doing?
Good, how are you?
Nice to meet you.
My,
Nice to
my
meet
marketing
you.
manager. I make her work so
I'm
hard.
just here behind the scenes.
Yeah, that's dope. That's dope. Managers are important. I try to help out with management with an artist. And that's a very strong role right there.
Yeah.
That's a very strong role. So hats out to all the
It is.
managers out there. So yeah, so I'm gonna get right into it. For everybody that's out there that will be tuning in, it's just Beat You with Big Cuz TV. I'm sitting here with Michelle Andria. Now you're from Hollywood, California. Oh,
Yes. I'm Michelle Andria, indie artist from Los Angeles, California. More like in the Hollywood area. So LA County is so huge. But yeah, that's where I'm from.
okay then. Yeah. So how you come up with your name like Michelle? Like, what's your artist name? Is that from your real name?
It's my real name. It's
Okay.
my real first and middle name, so I'm really Michelle Andrea.
Yeah, because
But
when I look at artists like Kendrick Lamar, for example, how he went by K Dot, then he at some point in time changed it over to his real name. So it works for some people. It works for some people. It sticks with you. It definitely does. So basically, like what's Hollywood to you? Like is that home? Is that where you're from officially? Or
yeah, I was born in the Philippines, but I grew up here. I grew up in the valley part of LA County. I'm actually a real valley girl, like totally. Just kidding.
break
I
it
don't.
down
I
for people
hope
that
I
don't
don't have that
that don't
accent.
that don't know.
No, but I'm a valley girl from the LA County, who is always in LA a lot for the music scene. But yeah, I've been in LA for most of my life. I speak two languages, so I can write English and I can write P-pop, which is Filipino pop.
Okay,
So yeah,
that's dope. That's dope. You're bilingual. That's a
bilingual.
strong point. So you know, let's go back. Like, what's your introduction to music, and how did you get started? Because after doing my research, going through like videos on YouTube and stuff like that, I see that you've been actually singing for a while, and so like, when did you get into music, or what was your introduction to it? You know,
What was my introduction into music? I we backtrack. I've been singing since I was second grade. My mom bribed me into winning Disney tickets if I win this competition as a kid. And this was all the way in Manila. I was a little kid, and she vocal coached me, and it never happened. But years later, as a teen, I came here, and she encouraged me to join a lot of competitions. So I was just this little skinny girl, um, competing with people who are like in their late 20s and 30s, and I've won. I've won most of it. So through that, I was introduced into a girl group that I joined, and then I did some recording with his name is Wayne Vaughn. He's the one who really gave me the first experience in recording a song. He worked with Earth, Wind and Fire and
okay.
Stevie Wonder. So that was a really big experience. That's how it all started. Just
What was the name of the girl group?
the girl group was called The Wish.
The Wish.
Yeah, The
Okay.
Wish. They were all like half something, half Filipino, half Spanish, half black, half white. We're all
Okay
mixed.
then.
I think I'm the only one who spoke Tagalog in that group. I was a real native, so
Okay then. So like around what age was this? And then when did you know when did you know this was going to be your passion or you know because you say I guess you kind of fell in love with it at second grade and you kind of knew that you wanted to be a singer.
Yeah.
So
Um, I've always loved singing. Um, After school, I would just drop my backpack and go straight to the karaoke, and I would perfect that song. I would sing the reefs and the high notes over and over and over and over until I reached it. But that's how I knew that singing was my passion. It really helped me through life because I grew up without parents, like they were abroad working. Um, and it was just a real struggle, just, finding my identity and, living with grandparents who were from World War II.
right, right,
um,
right.
so that's how I knew like music was like my refuge. I sang almost every day. I forgot what I was worrying about. The bullies at school, I forgot about it. Just saying, that's just how I knew this is the path where I'm going. Um, but I dropped out of the music scene for many years because I had to pursue my college education. So I actually got a business degree. And then after I accomplished that, I was starting to miss music, and I joined a band. I've been all over.
Yeah, so I well I didn't want to skip too far, but is this is the band you when you were singing with Manny Pacquiao?
Oh, you know that. Yeah, I just knew people, and they were like, "Do you want to be a guest at Manny Pacquiao's show?" I was like, "Sure." And so I did one show, and then before you know it, they're like, "You want to do another show?" So I was in another show, and they're always so big, and the fans are crazy. And
Yeah,
one time we did a show outside a grocery store because it was a grand opening, and they had security guards just like pushing the sliding door because the fans are literally like trying to break in. Like, what are you guys trying to do? Their face are like on the glass, and they're just like trying to get in. The security was like that, and I was watching how Manny Pacquiao's life was like. I was like, oh my gosh, that's
yeah,
crazy. The
cause you're
paparazzi.
imagine right. So
Yeah,
so what was your first what was your first song or recording or official time that
the
you
very
started?
first song. Yeah, it's the
Was
very
it
first
with the group?
song.
Was it with the group or was it something you did solo before you got with the group?
That is a good question. When I was with the group, all we did was cover songs. So I left the group and did my own recording with Wayne Vaughn, and that was the song called "Closer to You." It didn't really go anywhere. So years later, I met other producers. I met Colby O'Donis, who worked with Colby O'Donis, who worked with Lady Gaga, Justin Timberlake.
I'm sorry, I'm trying to
You'll
fix my
you'll
mic.
see. I'll let you fix your microphone.
I'm sorry
Did
about
you
that.
turn it on, by the way? Did you turn it on?
Huh?
Your mic, is it on?
Did the light go back off?
Oh no, I'm just saying. I can't see it from here. I just want to make sure. The volume is not that crisp, but it's probably just my phone.
Oh,
I should have used
it
my
could be
computer.
my phone too. Hold on. Let me grab another
Okay.
one.
Should I sing? It's commercial right now. Should I sing? Uh, hey guys, what song would you like me to sing for you?
So yeah, you said y'all did cover songs and then you went off with Wing Bone.
I worked with Wayne Vaughn on a song called "Closer to You." It didn't really go anywhere, and years later, I met another producer. He was like a prodigy. He was like a genius in music. His name is Colby O'Donis. He's worked with Justin Timberlake, Lady Gaga, and I was just honored that I worked in his studio and we did a few songs together. And then the first song that we did was it "Got the Flow"? "Got the Flow." I just released a remix this summer, but that's actually an old song that I shelved while I was working on my college degree, and I shelved it. And years later, I'm like, why? Why did I shelve all these really good songs? I don't want to grow old regretting not
Right,
sharing
right.
my music.
Oh, you think that happens a lot? You think like just artists, feel like this song is because from my experience, a lot of times I see artists have songs that they kind of, or like the telltale story of my most popular song is the one I hated. You know what I mean, or the one I didn't like, or I didn't believe in, or something like that. Do you think that happens? Why do you think that happens?
You know what? I think it does. I've heard of stories. I can't remember them all, but I think Maroon 5 released a hit song that they recorded like 10 years before they released it. So it does happen. Maybe life happens, or I don't know. Like for me, um, I just didn't have the confidence to release it, and I listen to it now and it's like timeless because the kind of song that I created, it didn't go out of style. It's because it's my own. And that's the thing. It's like when you make your music, don't follow the trend. Do it from your heart
Mm,
because
that's right.
you never know when you're gonna release it. And hey, for all you know, it's still really good.
Yeah. Or I tell artists all the time, just because a song is 2 or 3 years old, even if it's been out, still promote it, still push it. Somebody somewhere, hasn't heard your music. It's billions of people, and you know, for you to not continue to try to make every person on earth a fan of yours, even though I know everybody's not gonna make that goal, but it should be a goal. Why not?
Hmm.
Is the volume straight now?
The volume is good. I'm gonna move a little closer. I don't think it's your microphone. I think it's more like my phone.
Okay.
It's
All
my
right.
phone speakers.
Okay.
I should
So,
have brought uh my little what do you call it? The Bluetooth is off for the microphone though. So anyway,
all right. So
we're good.
yeah. So you make closer to you, and right? Is that the first song?
That
That
was the very first song that didn't really go anywhere.
But what was the reception like? That's why I want to know from like family and friends, and what was the support around you making this decision to go into this music career?
Oh,
Was there any pushback from your parents, or you know?
that's a really good question because um how I was saying that I disappeared for a few years to pursue uh real life real life work in the corporate world and my degree. The support of my family is amazing now that I'm back because um some people might be wondering like why now, why why you seem to have accomplished the things that you really wanted in life, like why are you going to this path towards music? And my answer is if not now, then when? Then
Yeah,
when I'm
exactly.
old?
Right.
No, now is the time. So Vici, if there's anyone here who's listening or will find this video later on, if hey, indie artist out there, if you have a doubt in your mind, just do it. Just do it now. Don't wait. Just get your music out there like now.
That's kind of one. It's kind of how I feel about this. I've always was like, uh, I don't know, like a person that questions a lot of things. So like from all my favorite artists, or anybody that I even liked growing up, like I wish I had the opportunity to ask them this question. And then once I had the opportunity to start interviewing people, I was like, picking up from what I saw over the years from different platforms and journalists, and I was like, why not? And then when Big Cuz, I want to explain to you Big Cuz TV. So Big Cuz TV is actually my partner, who a lot of people call Big Cuz.
Oh wow.
Yes. So
Okay.
he started this platform, and we've been knowing each other close to 10 years now. And
Nice.
he started his own platform, which is the platform that we own. And I was working with, kind of just getting my foot in, getting in where I fit in at many different platforms. if they paid me to do something, or I would just team up, or or collaborate or whatever I could do. And one day we just ran back into each other at the years, and he was like, I see you doing interviews. He was like, I got a platform, and I was like, what? He was like, and I don't have time to deal with or do most of the interviews. He was like, won't you
Yeah.
try to when we link up, and we just took off running. And so I think like maybe a year or two in, he came to me. He was like, I want to redo the logo, and I was like, man, that's cool. I kind of like blew it. I'm like, just redo the logo, and he came back with this
I like
with
it.
a picture of me, and I was like, because this is the original logo.
Oh, is that the? Oh, wow. Okay, I get it now.
Yeah, this is the original
Oh,
logo. This is
no
him.
way.
This is him. And he came back with me with the old logo
Yeah.
on the hoodie, and I was like, oh man, I was just blown away, and I was like, bro, we locked in forever, like
Wow.
just to even have that type of belief
That's
in me, you know
awesome.
what I mean? I appreciated that, like that they put a battery in my back, you know what I mean, to
Yeah.
know that somebody uh will allow you to be the face of their business or their platform. That
Wow.
was a very 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 much that was a big push for me. So yeah, I
Partnerships
wanted to
are
ask you,
awesome.
we in the age of digital, all this social media and stuff like that. So like, what was the adaptation for you, like going from analog to digital? Like, back in the day, well, 15, 16 years ago, some would say,
Yep.
the way you record is not the way you can record nowadays. Now you can just pick up your phone and stuff like that. But
Yeah.
like for somebody like you, like how was that transitioning with you? And then I'm pretty sure you loved it.
Oh man. I mean, what we have now is like everything is on steroids. Everything is like at the touch of the button. Boom. Like just like this interview we're having right now. Um, but yeah, music wise, uh,
It's
I'm
easier to make music now, like
no. Oh man. I remember the what do you call those films that are
the
well
real the reels.
the reals. But okay, so I'm blessed enough to experience having CDs to MP3s, but also before that was a cassette. Genesis, were you born already at the cassette? you know, yeah, so after school, I just dropped my backpack off and I get to that karaoke machine, and they're in cassette tapes, okay? So imagine rehearsing your songs with a cassette, and you have to like play la 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 la, and then stop, rewind, and then play again, and then rewind. And I must have rewinded a cassette tape.
A
Like
lot.
I wear it off like in
You
a
making
day.
a good point. A lot of artists don't know you had to come up with a demo back in the day to go pitch, to a label and
Yeah.
stuff like that. Like before you could now you could just
Yes.
make an independent album and promote it, and the record label will catch on to it now. But now you had to pitch 4 or 5 good songs, or so that's
Yeah.
that's 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 a beautiful story, because like I remember the first time I ever tried to make music. That's what we did. We had my mom. I forgot what my mom. I think she used it for college. She would leave it on her desk, and whatever she missed in class, she would have this voice recorder. I mean, this tape recorder. So me and
One
my
of those
brothers and my
things.
sister, yeah, with the big red
Yeah.
button
Yeah.
on there. Yeah,
Uh-huh.
we would take that and just try to record off of it. But music, I had a passion for music, but it just wasn't my thing as far as like trying to make it and stuff like that. And I think I wanted to be a rapper at one point in time. And then I heard the Dedication 2 by Lil Wayne, and I was like, if I can't rap like that, I don't want to rap.
It's,
So
it's a lot of work. Yeah, it's a lot.
yeah, and not to say he discouraged me from my dream, but it was like I understand that you know certain people that are at a goat level and what they do or there for that reason. You know what I mean? This is a
Mm,
passion. This is something they take serious. It is day
yeah.
in and day out. So
Mm-hmm.
but this is different for me, because I can do this, and I enjoy the research and the learning, and all that type of stuff. So yeah. So how important? I want to ask you. Now we in the independent age of music, I would say, like, how important do you think a fan base is, and like and what's the struggle and what is the pros for you to build a fan base of your own now that you can do it, like you could do direct to consumer almost in a sense.
Yeah, um, when I was with NBC Star Tomorrow, it was voting online, and I was able to reach Philippines, England, all the way to Qatar. Like people in Qatar are voting as well as nationwide. Um, so that was a big time when I was getting a lot of fan base and getting my music out there, and they knew me from the competition. But then, but then something happened, and I lost my Facebook profile, which is a shame. And I I took that as, okay, you know what? Maybe it's time to take a break. So I let it I didn't open any social media for a few years until I reached my goals. But now I'm back, so just trying to start from scratch and getting back into um getting fan base through Spotify and Pandora, iHeartRadio. So I'm in all those platforms. So for people who are out there, if you guys can subscribe, that would be appreciated.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna ask you about a certain. That's why I'm pulling up your YouTube now.
I was wondering what you're typing there.
Yeah,
What are you
because it's
typing
one
there?
it's one particular video that me and my buddy was looking at. Is it? I think it's Hustle. Was that started in a different country?
What is it?
I think is it Hustle? I think it's Hustle.
Hustle. Yeah, you know what? I just released a music video called Breathless. And before Breathless, I had a music video called Hustle. So yeah, those two songs I'm promoting right now through the music video. It's on Vivo and YouTube. Um, you guys want to check it out? Um,
I'm definitely happy. I'm gonna be having your YouTube channel tagged in this video once it's
that would
posted up.
be awesome.
Yeah.
Please.
But yeah, what I was asking was, where did you shoot the Hustle at?
The Hustle was shot in Barcelona, Spain.
Yes.
Um,
Okay.
which is my father's ancestral roots. My great grandparents were from Barcelona. So it was a really cool visit. I was there with my family because it was my mom and my aunt's birthday. Shout out to Tita Marie. It's her birthday today. Wait,
Shout out to her. Happy
Tita
birthday.
Tita is auntie. So Tita
What?
Marie.
Tita Marie.
Tita Maria, say happy
Okay.
birthday, all. Tita Marie, hey, woo. She's in my music video Hustle, as well as my Tita Joanne. They're both professional dancers from back in the day, and we were in Barcelona for a birthday trip. It was a family vacation, and my aunt, who's an aspiring director, was like, "Why don't we record you singing at an alley here?" Somewhere in Barcelona. And so I was like, "Are you sure?" And she's like, "Yeah, let's do it." So it's funny because the first time I tried, um, on the first verse, I I just backed out. I was like so shy, so I was like, "I was going the wrong way," and then I looked around and there's a lot of people, and I'm like, "Oh, uh, let's just forget about it. Let's just do it later." And he's like, "No, what do you mean later? Do it now." She's like Tita Joanne is like really strict, when she says something, you gotta go. So I was like, okay, fine. So she recorded me singing, and please, when you watch Hustle, notice that I'm singing at an alley and there's people walking by, people minding their own business.
Yeah.
That was I didn't expect it to come out pretty good. I ended up hiring some dancers. My One of them is my nephew, the little boy that you see, and that was shot in Manila.
Oh, he was getting down, wasn't he? Wasn't he?
There's a little boy in there. Um, His name is Xander. He's got his own following in Instagram. He's like a little hip hop dancer. So I hired him, and you know, uh just got it all together. And yeah, that was the family vacation in Barcelona became a music video. Hey, that was that was so much fun.
But we were looking at the buildings and stuff like that, and they was like very interesting. And I was like, yo, I was like, I don't know. I said, I don't know if this is a certain part of Hollywood that she shot this in, or actually another country. I said, but I'm an actor, because like that, the architecture from like all those years ago is just like that shit's immaculate. It was amazing to see that like that.
So
And
beautiful.
yes, I'm pretty sure it was. I'm pretty sure it was. That
The
is that,
the
that's
building, by the way, Sagrada is the name of the intricate church behind
yes.
the scene.
So
That was the Sagrada. I learned so much that day. It was amazing. It was an amazing trip.
that's what's up. That's what's up. So what's your recording process like? For Michelle D. How do you go about from writing? I'm pretty sure you get the motivation of writing music out of emotions or life experiences, but then do you write the treatment or have a treatment for your video, or how do you go about it? Or do you just record the song and then come back and write
Yeah.
it later?
So okay, so check this out. I see women going to the studio all done up with makeup all done and hair all done. They're wearing heels and they're looking like they're going to a party. In reality, it's really not like that. I would say for most singers, for me especially, I'm gonna speak for myself. When I go in the studio, I'm on work mode. I know that I'm going to be there for hours. So my hair is not like this. It's in a bun because I'm going to sweat. My neck is going to sweat. My back's going to sweat. I don't want to be uncomfortable. So I make sure I wear comfortable clothes. My hair is in a bun, and I wear comfortable shoes. I can't wear heels because I'm going to be standing in that booth for like, I don't know, maybe 2 hours, 3 hours. Also, it's really good to make sure to take care of your health days ahead, because I don't like it when I have a cold or cough, even a tiny sore throat. I cannot have it because it really restricts you. It it it's not gonna be good because you're not gonna be able to reach the high notes. It's just you're not gonna be able to deliver fully. So days ahead, I make sure I take my vitamins. I have good sleep. Having good sleep is hard because I'm a night owl. So some melatonin helps. Also, I have to have my nose spray. Like, if you have what's in your bag moment at a recording
Yes.
studio, you know
Yes.
what they'll find is a nose spray, which is my best friend because singing is a natural decongestant. Singing will make it'll for some people it gives them runny nose. Okay, so and when you have runny nose, it's gonna get on your throat. It's like it's just a mess. So I have to have my nose spray with antihistamine, my throat spray if I need it, some Halls candy. Um, some singers that I work with, they must have a bag of potato chips, particularly Lay's because of the oil, the grease that it coats on your throat. Um, I
No,
kid you not, it works.
you just learned me something. Then
Yeah,
I didn't know that.
isn't that something? Lay's potato chips, you know. And what else? But yeah, I have to make sure I have good sleep. My health is um on top, and what else? I make sure that I bring my lyrics. Okay, if you went to the studio, forget your lyrics. That would be terrible.
Right.
Uh,
How often do you write music? Is it like you jot stuff down all day, or is it like look, I just got this whole vision for a song, and you just do it as you come?
that is a good question. Okay, a true songwriter um will always be ready every day. You have to have your voice memo on your on your phone, because you could be doing anything. You could be driving, or you could just be cleaning, and suddenly you're like humming, and there's a tune that sounds like it could be a hit, and you're like, oh my gosh, I gotta record that, because if I don't record it tomorrow, I won't remember what that is.
Right.
So I scramble for my phone, and I'd be like, ha, 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 ha. And then that's when I write my lyrics on top of the melody. I come up with the melody first, and then the lyrics, because what's lyrics without a good melody, right? If you have a sucky melody, don't waste your time.
Right. 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 So you released Love Blooms in Hollywood. What was the? What, first of all, I like the title. The
Love
Love Blooms.
Blooms in Hollywood because it was released Valentine's Day. Um, and love, there's many different facets of love. Could be love for your spouse, boyfriend, love for your pet, or a lack of love. That album is like different kinds of love, like breaking up, or um let's see, Breathless, for example. Breathless is um finding love in the one above, and the people that he's blessed us with. Because Breathless.
I was going to ask you, what's your inspiration? What was the
Yeah.
inspiration behind Breakfast?
Okay, so thank you for asking that. Um, that song is very special to me. And shout out to Larry Lavelle, who produced the music for Breathless. Um, uh, where do I begin? So, Breathless projects a heart of gratitude, because lately there's been so many things going on in the news that's been really discouraging. Like, I have this app called Citizen App. Do you use Citizen App, by the way?
No, man.
Is there a Citizen App in your area?
I'm pretty sure it is, but
Yeah.
could you even explain to me what that is?
Okay, so Citizen App is big in LA, and I'm guessing it's probably big in New York. It's really useful to have Citizen App in the city because the crime rate is so high. It's really sad to say this, but um, the Citizen App sends an alert. Like, if there's a man with a knife, like 2 blocks down, you'll get an alert from a citizen saying,
Okay,
"Hey,
I have heard of this, but
you
okay,
know."
okay, I have okay, but I have
So
heard of it, but I don't use it. But
okay,
yeah,
so
so it
so
sends an alert to warn you.
yeah. So, I just got really tired of the constant alert from the app. Constant. It was so much. Um, like, I was wondering what was going on down the street, because there was like a dozen cops, and there's like, I don't know, 2 dozen Latino families doing a vigil. And through the app, I found out that there was a murder. And I was like, how sad is that? Like, I just couldn't take it anymore. And then I was talking to a neighbor, and she was like, hey, did you hear that down the street at a liquor store, there was a young man who was shot by a gang, and he died in front of his father? And I was like, no. And then he's like, and down the street at a liquor store, there was a robbery, and the owner died, and his wife was pregnant. I think, the neighbors talk. The neighbors, we all know each other. We keep each other informed, and the Citizen app is really helpful. Um, so I sat down. I was just like really filled with emotion. I sat down and I wrote this song. I actually wrote about the father and son at the laundromat, and I wrote about the owner of the liquor store down the street. And if you listen to my song Breathless, it's there. They're like true stories rolled into a song. And the chorus was about, okay, all this craziness in the world, all this crime, you can only just focus on the good things that you can control, the good things in your life. That really made me so grateful to God and the people He's blessed me with. I'm grateful for, coming home to a loving husband, um, and he he's someone who loves God, and that really makes me feel secure. I have a son who is also very loving and supports me with my singing. Um, so I'm trying to just absorb the positivity in my life and the people that I'm grateful for, and that's what the song "Breathless" is about. Is even if your neighborhood, your city, your state is crazy, California is known for crazy, right? Even though your surrounding is crazy, if you can think about gratitude and um, the people who help you make it through the day, when breathless, it's breathless because um, you're breathless when you think about the people you love. You're breathless when you hear something bad, when you're dismayed about some bad news. You're breathless, and when you say a prayer of thanks, you're also breathless, and so that's where the song title came about. So
Yeah, I appreciate that. Yeah, 'cause that was the first song I heard about you. And at first, I was like, I ran it back and I was like, oh snap, she's talking about some real life stuff, like you know what I mean,
yeah,
like. And so I played it for my buddy. And he was like, we, actually, it was a group of us in the room, and um, I mentioned earlier that I had managed an artist, and me and my partner on that. I was showing him, and we was in a group, in a room with a group of our friends and stuff. And he was like, "Hey, y'all, be quiet." He was like, "Be quiet." I mean, it is. He was like, "Did you hear what she was talking about?" And I was like, "Cause I guess at first he thought it was some love song, and then he started paying attention that and I think it was the laundromat scene,
yeah,
and he was like, "Hey, yo, yeah." He was like, "Run it back." He was like, "Y'all be quiet real quick." And that's when that's when I was like, yeah, because I wanted to see their reaction. You know what I'm saying? Like that's what a lot of times I'm like, this is the person I'm about to interview, and it was like, where do you find these people, Vici, and all these different questions? I'm like, man, I just be connecting with people, and that's another thing. Like going back to it, just like building a fan base, just kind of like something I did and how I came across you is just like you know,
yeah.
networking on Instagram, networking on social media, period, and just coming across you. And you was one of very few people to reach back and be like, "Yeah, I'll do an interview." And I was like, "She'll do an interview with me," and I'm like, "For real?" And I'm like, "Okay, cool, like let's do it." You know what I mean? So yeah,
I'm
I,
grateful for you, by the way. Thank you so much for reaching out to me.
I
Um,
appreciate. I appreciate you. You know what I'm saying? The feelings me for real, for real. I appreciate you. I appreciate the opportunity to like, uh, you know, allowed me to try to put my brand out there where you at, and you also put gain a fan base out here where I'm at. We on two different opposite sides of the country. Well, I'm in the south and you in the west, but it's a beautiful thing that you
it
did that
is.
because
I really like this dynamics, us helping each other out. I'm grateful that you're helping an indie artist like me. It's very uplifting, and especially for those who might be going through the same things that I've been through. You know, just it's an opportunity to share my stories. So thank you for
you're
that.
welcome. You're welcome. Like I say, everybody got a testimony. Everybody got a story to tell. So and hopefully you inspire somebody and you help somebody out with yours. Um, you got any dream collaborations?
Dream collaborations. Oh
Dead or
man,
alive? Dead or alive? Dead or alive?
dead or alive. Okay. Okay. Um, I was hoping to do some collaborations on K-pop artists. So I'm actually submitting stuff to K-pop labels out there. But here in the US, when I first recorded Breathless and listened to it carefully, I was like, I could hear Mary J. Blige sing my song Breathless. I could
Mm,
totally hear Mary J. Blige, and I wouldn't mind writing a song for her. That would be a dream come true. Um, she totally would match the kind of songs that I would bring out there. But I also have some stuff coming out that's like on the EDM hip hop fusion. So maybe some Rihanna. Um, and well, those would be my dream artists to work with. But in reality, when I record my songs, um, it's almost it becomes smooth like butter. Like it becomes kind of like how Ariana Grande uh, sings her songs, breathy. Ariana Grande, Sabrina Carpenter. Those two can really sing some good soulful music,
Yeah.
and I could relate because I could sing some Aretha Franklin's, Etta James. That's what I grew up with. I grew up with Whitney Houston songs. Um, if I sing live, those are the kind of songs I would sing. But it's funny because when you record, it's different. It becomes different. I don't know if this happens to other singers. If you're one of those singers, please let us know because it sounds different. So it turns into butter. um, Kind of like Sabrina and Ariana. So I wouldn't mind writing for them. I would be honored if if someday I get a call and like, hey, can you songwrite or sing? I don't know, sing solo or sing backup, sing
Okay,
whatever.
that brings up a good question I wanted to ask you. How do
Yeah,
you how do you, well, I guess it's not really you know shot upon in like R&B or any other genre besides like hip hop, but like ghostwriting and stuff like that. Like, are you open to people writing for you?
good question. I should be open. I never thought about it because I've been so independent for so long. Like I've been, you know, songwriting and singing all my songs, and I've co-produced music. I tell them how I want it. But having other people songwrite for me, or just give me their materials, I'm open to it. Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
Okay. So what you got coming up next? What's your next project?
My next project, I'm working on an album for 2026. I just can't believe how you put your foot in the door and everything opens up. I mean, a friend of mine texted me yesterday and she was like, "Girl, you're on a roll." Cuz I have a spreadsheet. I'm so organized. I have a spreadsheet of the songs I have to record. These are the songs that already have lyrics I have to record. This is the song that I got these music for free. I have to write something on it and record something on it. So I'm just trying to uh, create deadlines for myself so I can reach goals. And that's how you become productive is you got to set up goals for yourself. You have to have a spreadsheet or else you'll be just like doing anything, whatever. um, it really helps to be organized. But yeah, that's my goal is to have another album in 2026. So there's more coming out. I have some remix for the summer that's already scheduled to come out. So please stay tuned. I just released Got the Flow remix this month, and next month there's going to be another summer remix coming out, one or two, depending on the scheduling. So yeah, that's what's coming.
So what's the theme around the album? Do you have a title already or anything like that?
Not yet. I haven't figured it out yet. We'll see. I'm shooting for my birthday in February.
My birthday's in
Hopefully
February. What day you on?
February 7th.
Mine's the 5th.
You're the 5th.
Yes.
Oh my gosh!
My
No,
brother's on Valentine's Day. Yep.
no way.
Yep.
Wow, that means we have the same zodiac sign. Maybe
Yep.
that's why you and I, see eye to eye.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
our zodiac. I heard if it's true, it's what intellectual, ambitious,
Yeah. Most definitely.
visionaries.
Hard headed. Yeah. Most definitely. Yeah. So I kind of I'm kind of at the end with my questions and stuff. But is there anything you want to say? Any kind of shout outs? Anything you want to give? And bless the people with?
Well, I just first of all, before we close out, I just want to thank you once again for everything, giving me the opportunity to be heard. I want to do a shout out to a lot of people. Larry Lavelle, who is a producer I'm working with right now. He might rap to my upcoming song. We'll see. Also, shout out to Rick Argueta from Slow Dim Studio. Thank you for my music video for Breathless. Shout out to Tita Joanne for directing my Hustle music video. Shout out to Tita Marie. Happy birthday. Can't wait to see you tonight. And
Y'all got special plans?
yes, yes, we're gonna hit a cool place in downtown LA.
Yeah, hopefully if everything goes right, I'll be able to see LA this year. I've never been to California.
Well, you have to hit me up when you visit Los Angeles.
Most
Okay.
definitely, I definitely will. I definitely will do that. And much love from the Big Cuz family from over here.
Thank you, Big
I
Cuz.
appreciate you. And oh yeah, that's what I was thinking about earlier when you said Mary J. Blige. I'm over at my brother's house, and his son's 15. I'm over at my brother's house, and I just hear Mary J. playing, and I was like, is that Leah, which is my niece? I'm like, is that Leah back there playing Mary J. Blige? I said, what does she know about that? He was like, no, it's Fat, and which is well, we call him. His name is Noah, but we call him Fat. And he was
Yeah.
like, that's Fat, and I was like, huh? And he was like, yeah, that's all he plays is old school R&B. And my nephew's 15. And I was like,
What?
what? He was like, yeah. And
Wow.
apparently Mary J. Blige is his favorite artist. And I'm like, what? So the other day was riding because we had to move some things for my mom, and I was riding with him, and he had that Mary J. blasting, and I was like, you really listen to R&B like that? And he was like, yeah. He was like, oh. He was like, man, y'all had the best music back. He don't know I'm 34. Well,
Ooh.
no, he knows I'm 34, but in his mind, that's some ancient age. So he was like, y'all had the best. And I'm like, I'm like, I'm like, I'm a little Wayne buddy. I'm a little Wayne baby. I was right there in middle school when 50 Cent came out, but he don't understand all that timeline and stuff like that. But
That
he
is
was like,
so
y'all had the
refreshing.
best music back in the days and stuff like
I
that.
totally agree.
I,
You know,
I agree too.
I saw a pie chart of the music that gets booked in Los Angeles. There's a huge pie for electronic music. That's what I'm working on right now is EDM. Okay, and then there's pop, which is almost half, and a small percentage for R&B. And I'm like, oh, what is happening? Either R&B is dying because the best R&B is from the 90s, or these R&B artists are mixing their songs, like they're getting it confused and moving to pop. I've heard of some pop music and I'm like, no, that's not pop, that's R&B. Or some hip hop, um or there's some R&B that would be labeled as hip hop, and that that
Yeah, kind of
doesn't.
like the Drake and Effect and Bryson Tiller and those guys and stuff. I tell you, it's funny you say that. I remember, and I think it was like 2011 because that's around the time the weekend came out, and I remember reading this article, and it was like, I remember the title of the article was like how R&B music's about to change, and I was like, well, how's it about to change? So I read the article, I'm reading, and it was saying how we have a what's happening is a generation of R&B singers that are coming up that grew up on nothing but hip hop, and that does take an effect on how they want it to sound compared
Yeah.
to the old school R&B artists that grew up on
Yeah.
the Four Tops and the Supremes and the Temptations and stuff like that. So
Mm.
like I mean, you could kind of hear it coming if you think about like the New Jack Swing with Teddy Riley and back in the day and
Mm.
stuff like that. They had
Yeah.
a hip hop feel to it, but it still had that club vibe. You know what I'm saying? As far as the R&B effect of it, and then you got people like Jodeci and stuff like that. They had the bad
Mm.
boy look, but still vocally,
So awesome.
they were strong and stuff like that. And
It definitely evolves over time, right? It
yeah,
evolves.
yeah, yeah. It
R&B
definitely
style
does.
evolves.
It definitely does. And I don't know. You know the Joe Budden podcast? Joe Budden.
Which one?
Joe Budden.
I have to look it up.
he's an artist. He actually sung the song "Pump It Up." Pump. I don't even
Oh,
want to.
oh yeah.
Yeah, Joe Budden. Yeah, well, he has a podcast now, and he had
Oh,
this.
awesome.
I forgot what episode it was, but he was talking to Tank, which is R&B singer, and Tank was explaining that how like the R&B singers have to compete with the rappers now because the rappers are harmonizing and doing melodies and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And I started thinking about Drake and Future, and like I say, Bryson Tiller, and all these different artists
Yeah.
that are blending that R&B and hip hop. So,
Mm,
like you
true.
said, that small chart, it actually is probably a good percentage of hip hop that should be over there in that R&B section.
Yeah, I sense that there's a confusion in categorizing all this type of music because, for example, the Weekend. I when I listen to the Weekend, I think he's R&B, but he's also hip hop. You know, it's kind of like a
It's
nice
those, and
blend.
it's going back to what you're saying about those melodies. It's the melodies of these songs.
Yeah.
Because I remember having a couple of the debates with some people about certain, I forgot, certain songs, and they're like, this dude singing. I'm like, he's rapping. I'm like, why are we? How are we even confused on which is which?
Yeah.
Nowadays when singing to me is the Jodeci, Smokey Robinson, and rapping is Tupac, is Lil
Right.
Wayne, is Eminem. So
Right.
it's like, how are we even confused? But
Right.
that's the thing with music nowadays. It's so blended
It's so blended,
sounds and stuff like that.
and everybody wants to be pop because that's what gets most of the algorithm. But in honesty, um some of these pop, like Tyla is not pop, she's R&B. So some people categorizes her as R&B, but
Is
it's
that's the girl
so
that
it's
sings
confusing.
Water?
Which one?
Is that the girl that sings
Oh
Water?
yeah, the
Yeah.
Water.
I like her. Yeah,
Yes, that's her.
yeah, I
Yeah,
like her.
I like her too.
Yeah. She's pretty cool. Well,
Yeah.
Michelle, I'm glad we kind of went over a little bit more. But anyway, I'm fine with all that. Look, I appreciate you. You know,
Thank
man, I
you.
really appreciate you. And Genesis,
Because
I appreciate
TV.
your communication.
Thank you for chatting with me, and hello to all who's watching live right now. I can see all the numbers. Hello.
Yeah,
Don't forget to say hello at the comment section.
I saw it when I first saw this number go to 200. I was like, I was like, let me breathe and get comfortable, and
Now
then
it's over 1,000 and counting.
yeah, it's well.
Yay!
Oh, I don't know what it shows on your end, but it's 1186. But yeah,
Something.
I appreciate all the people tuning in. I think
Thank you guys. Thank you, Vici. Thank you, Big Cuz TV. Thank you all for tuning in and joining us in our on this wonderful chat. If there's any questions you guys have on our discussion, please uh, follow up, and maybe Vici can have me back someday.
every platform you're Michelle Andria, right?
Yes,
On
please,
every platform, TikTok.
Michelle Andrea 8 on Instagram. That's me.
Okay, all
Yes.
right, all right. Then, well, we out of here, y'all. It's your boy Vici tuning up from Big Cuz TV. Michelle Andrea, thank you.
Thank you.
I don't even know how to end it.
Still here.
I know, right? Okay, I think I missed. Oh, okay, here it is. All right, goodbye now. I found it now. All right.